you by my side, my side, my side. Without you by my side. One time from side to side. Without you by my side, I can't go outside. Without you by my side, I can't go outside. Without you by my side, I can't go outside. One time from side to side.
Hitting this time.
Double zero in. I'm hearing some sort of echo. I don't know if it's from the broadcast. Like, I can hear the radio call on here, then I hear it on the broadcast. I don't know if that's intentional or not, just letting you know.
mind me for a second.
Alrighty, guys, we are back with GECE NASCAR broadcasting. We're here with the StreetLimit Truck Series at Kansas. We got 75 exciting laps for you guys tonight, and hopefully we go as well as we did last week. These guys had killed it last week was a break due to Halloween, but we went ahead and, made sure that our drivers could spend that time with their families and get out there and have a lot of fun without having to worry about racing. But now that we're back to racing, the week before that they had actually performed a race with 0 cautions. Now we're hoping that they get to do that again. Does that Barrow, do you think that they're going to be able to continue this trend, or what is the possibility of getting this every week from these guys?
I don't think you'll get it every week, but I think it's going to be another race kind of like, similar to what they had last one. So I think they'll go very, very low caution, and but weeks to come when we get to the more difficult tracks, caution is going to go up, but that's just racing. So
yeah, I mean, even in the hard races that we run, the more the points get in like a constraint to the championship and trying to get into the playoffs, people are definitely out there pushing a lot harder than normal. We want to make sure that we provide that kind of experience, but we also want to be safe on the track at the same time. So, we got a lot of drivers out here today, guys. We're going to make sure that we get this action straight to you. Let's see, how many drivers we got out there tonight, boys?
Got 18 on track so far.
18 on track? All right, that sounds good. So it does look like we got some decent weather on the track, guys. It's looking pretty good for us. We're going to go ahead and discuss a little bit how this track works, and we'll go on to a new segment that we're going to do. But Hammond, what do you think about tonight's track, how the weather looks, and the wind and everything? It looks like it's going to be a decent track, but with only 1 mile per hour wind and the 67 temperature on the track, how do you think this is going to go?
As you knocked it right there, the 67 degree temperature, static weather. Not going to see a lot of variety change in that tonight. Track's going to stay out relatively cool since this is a morning race. I think you'll be seeing a lot of lines being used tonight, especially with the drivers and how aggressive some of them have been so far. You see Thomas Coonan, who's been getting a lot of practice in running that bottom line and switching it up a little bit. Seeing the StreetLimit drivers of Harrison Whitehead, working with Wesley Lynch, just in the practice races, trying to make sure that his lines were good to go. You see Hayes was in there as well in the practice races, making sure that he was running some lines. He was running more of a middle line. So, with the drivers and stuff like that coming in tonight, I think they're really prepped. And I think you're going to see, bottom, middle, top lane be executed a lot tonight just because of the fact of the different racing lines in the cold temp.
Yeah, I definitely expect that we're going to get a lot of tire savings tonight. Kansas really isn't the big tire wear, so I think we might get some decent long runs on this as long as we stay caution-free. But we'll go ahead and we'll get to our new segment, guys, and that's going to be GEC History Books. We're going to go over a couple of the stats for the track and what we're currently on. So we'll go ahead and move to that. So right now up on your screen, track stats, most wins by drivers. So for Kansas, guys, Kansas has seen a lot of action. We've had a lot of drivers win on this track. Right now, up on your screen, it's going to show that a bunch of drivers are tied with 1 win. That's going to be Ellswick, Lewis, Cochran, Malone, Griffin, myself, and Whitehead. But I believe, if I'm not wrong, Whitehead had taken that spot. When this gets updated, he will have 2, and he will be the leader of this track for GEC.
He's actually going for 3 right now, so he's racing tonight as well. So we'll see how that plays out tonight for his cards to see if he can top that off with 3 by the end of the season.
You are not wrong. I didn't even think about that, but you're right. He is going to be up for another spot on that list, so hopefully he can definitely take that home tonight. All right, we're going to go ahead and move on to the pole records for this track, which have also changed since this has been updated. Right now it says Shane Cochran for our Xfinity Series has our fastest lap at 30.46 with 177 miles per hour, almost 178 miles per hour. Now, as we were talking about earlier, Hanneman, I believe we had that beat by the Cup Series the week before last on Thursday. Am I right?
That is correct. Yeah, I'm not too sure about the miles per hour. I know that one's I'm gonna be a little off on that one, but the time set by Harrison Whitehead for getting pole last week, he ran a 29.486. So definitely some quick times right there on the Cup cars, and they got the aero pack and stuff like that, right? So definitely you're gonna see some faster times out of those things.
Well, it looks like our race controller is going to be absent tonight, fellas, so we are going to have to put in a little extra work ourselves, but that is okay. I believe we can get that done. Where is Mr. Cochran with my replays?
Cochran's racing tonight, Griffin.
Oh, that is right. Let's go and switch over to him. We'll switch over to him. Yeah, I forgot all about that.
I also want to mention out your race controller's in the booth with you tonight. You got Barrow and myself doing race control. Griffin's running the panels, kind of leading the
swing of things, man. We had too long off here.
Oh yeah, see, I'm so used to Austin being race control. My bad. I'm sorry. But either way, let's move on to the champion driver records for GEC. Currently, the top champions right now are going to be myself and Barrow up here in the booth with you with two championships each. Andrew Clue also is going to be one of those champions with Caleb Ellswick, and our newest champion joining us, Raymond Hanneman. He's in the booth with us today. Raymond actually was the first one to receive GEC's brand new trophies. He did get 2 of those, and we look forward to sending those out to other champions as soon as we possibly can. But Hanneman, what do you think? How did that feel getting your trophies and becoming the newest champion in GC?
Tell you right now, it looks really good as a backdrop of my stream. So definitely very excited for it. I'm very happy. It's just a grind to keep going with it, right? You get a piece of hardware, and it's I look at it every day, and it's just I gotta better myself. Yeah, last year it was very tight with Ellswick and myself. You know, I think it was like a point or 2 points separating, maybe 3 points separating us. So it's like, I just know as a driver, you have a piece of hardware and it's that close to the finishing or finale at least. And it's like you just gotta do better and get better, try to win that, make a win that's a little bit more dominant in a way. So, been putting the time in, trying to make sure that that happens this year for the Cup Series. I know it's hard because you guys on the track too, and a lot of other competitors that we have, and some of them racing tonight as well. But it's definitely a good thing to have, and I'm glad that we're doing that for all the drivers that do win a championship.
Better enjoy that one.
So as I brought up on the screen, guys, we got our all-time win list, the most winningest people in GEC. That's a long list. We won't go over that. We'll just leave that on the screen a little bit and reflect a little bit of our wins, going through the first season of the Cup Series and the first season of the Truck Series for me and Barrow. It was a little bit of a rocky start, man. There was a lot of chaos involved with the unorganization of it until we actually started, the learning process of it to get into that, momentum of what we have today. But I'll tell you, those early wins, they might have been a little bit easier than they are today. What do you think, Barrow?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little bit, absolutely. Yeah. I have found myself in the winning circle a lot less.
It's more difficult nowadays, but it still can be done.
Looking at that list, though, right? Like you have, some of the drivers that were in the early stages of GEC, but then if you look down the list, you have Ellswick, who joined, I think, 2 seasons ago. This is his 3rd season. You have drivers, like Eli Childs and then Jessica Childs as well, who mostly do just super speedway stuff, right? So you see some of the different brands of what drivers like to prefer to drive in and stuff like that. You see they excel in. You have Wesley Lynch, Rodney Roberts, Harrison Whitehead with 1 win, who last season could have taken home a lot more. I think Harrison Whitehead had 4 top 3 finishes or 5 top 3 finishes last season.
Yep.
So there's definitely some drivers on here who are at 1 or maybe at 2 wins, but you could definitely see them winning a lot more this season or the seasons to come.
Yeah, you are not wrong with that. Well, it looks like we're about to get into qualifying, guys. We're going to go ahead and talk about the rest of the truck schedule real quick. So it looks like, guys, we're at Kansas now for race 3. Coming up for race 4, it's going to be Martinsville at night. We're going to have next at race 5, Watkins Glen, November 19th. Don't miss that one. That's going to be intense. We got race 6 for Talladega, and that's going to be a day race. And then we have race 7 for Charlotte. If you want to go ahead and continue with that, Hanneman, we're on race 8. If you want to talk about race 8 and continue and then push it on to Barrow, let him talk about a couple.
I'll let Barrow do the playoff races. So December 17th, we got Dover. And then going after Dover, I have now lost my race labs. There you go. Atlanta is January 7th. We're going to have a 2-week break during Christmas. And then National Super Speedway nighttime, January 14th, the week after Atlanta, rounding out your official races. And then we have the All-Star Money Race in Bristol. And that's going to be January 21st with both drivers from the Cup Series and the Truck Series racing that one.
I don't have anything pulled. I don't have that pulled up.
I'll do it.
He's like Junior up in the booth.
For the playoff races this year, January 28th, we got Texas during the day. Daytona is going to be a night race, another Daytona race. It's going to be February 4th. Iowa's going to be a night race, February 11th. And then for the final race of the season, we're going to Phoenix, baby. You know how Phoenix is. It gets strategic, and it's going to be a longer race we have as well. That's going to be February 9th or February 18th on the schedule there.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. And that's going to complete our schedule for the Truck Series, guys. We are on our 3rd race at Kansas. They are qualifying now. Let's go ahead and clear it out and check out and see what these guys got.
I guess that'll bring us to our next segment, though. Am I right, Griffin?
That is going to bring us to our next segment. Who's your pick? So, Hanneman, let's go ahead and start off with you.
Who's my pick for tonight? You got something to say there, Barrow?
I feel I know who you're fixing to pick.
There's a lot of drivers I do want to pick. I think I'm going to go with Harrison Whitehead tonight. He's been putting a lot of practice in. Kansas, I'm hoping he gets the 3-peat here, so definitely picking him to cement his legacy here in GEC.
All right, Barrow, and your pick, sir?
I've been going back and forth. I think I'm gonna go with Mr. Cochran.
Mr. Cochran. Oh, with a Cup Series driver. All right.
I think so.
Well, I'm gonna have to pick that new MPC driver out there. We're gonna have to give him a heads up. What number is he again? Where is he?
21.
21. So Whitaker is gonna be the newest MPC driver. I want to see what he can do for us out there. Let's hopefully give him a big shout out for his first night on the team, and let's see what he can do. All right, guys, so it looks like everybody's starting to finish up their qualifying laps. We got those on the screen now, and we will bring up a better grid for you on that. So it looks like Thomas Coonan is going to be the number 68, is going to look like he might take the pole tonight, sir.
He did lay down a pretty decent lap. 30.205.
Definitely fast, that's for sure.
Absolutely. I don't disagree with that. All right, fellas, we're going to go ahead and start our national anthem here. And that national anthem is going to be by our very own Shane Cochran's rendition. So
He will be singing from the truck tonight.
he will be singing from the truck, from the microphone. All right, guys? Enjoy.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Alrighty, guys, we are back. That was a beautiful rendition of our national anthem, and we are about to get started here at GEC Street Limit Truck Series at Kansas. 75 laps, and they're about to get rolling. So, guys, last week was a dream race, no cautions, awesome for the broadcast and obviously for our drivers. I'm sure they're going to be focused tonight on trying to be able to do the same thing. This will be Thomas Kunin's first start out front. What do you guys think for him tonight, and how do you think this is going to go?
Didn't he start on pole last week?
Did
Kunin?
he start on pole? Did he?
Did he? Uh-oh.
I'm not sure.
Did he, Hanneman?
I think he started on pole last week or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure, but if he did, good for him. That's 2 in a row. There's, you can't really get better than that back-to-back pole positions, you know what I mean? He's out there versus Whitehead, which obviously has a lot of experience at this track. So he's going to have his competition cut out for him. Right behind that is going to be the 71 of Gallman and the 00 of Sahidak. McCabe is going to be behind him with Hughes in the number 5 car. 74 car is going to be Simmons. We'll go through these guys real quick, but they are about to go green. And here we go, guys. The green flag is about to drop. And it is the start. It looks like the 68 got a decent little go on that. With the 84 dropping right down below, 71 following behind with the 00. Looks like they're going to go ahead and fall in line.
And a lot of racing going on already. You see a lot of the drivers there trying to make sure they're getting the track position they need. And yeah, you'll see a lot of drivers move around here a lot tonight.
Yeah, they're definitely. Go ahead.
He's falling way off back there. Looks like he may go in the pits.
Hayes is going into the pits. I'm not sure what happened there. We'll go ahead and keep an eye on him for a second.
I wonder if he thought the EOL penalty was the a drive-through penalty on that one.
I hope not.
I hope not either for him.
Well, we're gonna see. I don't think he thought. I hope he didn't think that, because it looks like he's driving straight through, boys.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully he'll be able to get that back.
If he stays out, nothing happens, he'll get it back.
The only car lap down right now. Definitely don't.
One thing to happen.
See a lot of the drivers right now running the 2 wide, running the top line, running the bottom line, just trying to save tire. If you go to the in-car of some of the drivers, a lot of them are lifting and on entry of turns as well, just to save that right rear up from burning up. So definitely a lot of tire saving going on right now.
Well, it looks like the 84 has taken the first spot from the 68. He's definitely pulling on him a little bit as well, it looks like. But the 68 is dropping down low. 84 seems to be staying right in the middle of the track. Let's see how that plays out for either one of them.
So we noticed some of this racing going on in the practice racing we did as StreetLimit and as GEC as a whole. The top line's very versatile. A lot of drivers are going to run that top line tonight to get that speed off, but your long run pace definitely gets chewed up. So what Thomas and Gallman are doing on the bottom right now is that on entry they're lifting. But with Harrison Whitehead, Kyle Simmons, Walter, he's going back and forth right now, Shane Cochran, a couple of the drivers in the back, what they're doing is they're full throttle out on that second or third seam, putting their right side tires on that, kind of running in clean air. Dirty air is a huge factor at this track. And what they're doing is they're keeping more momentum up and not really worrying about the tire fall off that's going to happen in about 10 laps. A lot of clean racing going on right now, though. As you see, Harrison Whitehead still in the lead. Thomas Kuhn in P2, McCabe in P3, another Cup driver coming down tonight. Kenneth Gallman P4, and Kyle Simmons running the top 5 positions right now. There's some contact in the back, though.
Yeah, got one down on the apron down there.
Good save by all the drivers. Kyle Trudeau able to get out of the way there.
Really good racing, guys. These guys are pretty close together. They're racing pretty straightforward. I mean, everybody's not even coming close.
Everyone's using that side draft, trying to get that clean air in the turns. It's gonna go down to the wire, I think, tonight.
I agree.
It's anything like Vegas. And I don't want to jinx it. I'll knock on wood if I have to. 9 laps in, no cautions yet.
I can't believe you did it.
Well, and again, we should be able to talk about these things. We should be able to do this without having the fear of jinxing this. These guys are really good.
So that's why we can't.
I know. These guys are good at what they do, and we can have faith that they may be able to pull this off again, guys.
And I'm going to double down on this too. If this goes caution free, I think some of these guys need to teach some of the Cup drivers up here how to keep this steady line, because everyone's holding a really good line right now, and it's really fun to watch.
You're not wrong. I am enjoying this.
It's cool to see too on the turns. Everyone's using the middle, top, bottom lane, get that clean air, and then on the straightaways, everyone's blending together really nicely, making sure that everyone's staying in the draft so no one losing each other and stuff like that. It's, teamwork is being displayed right now with StreetLimit running 1.46 currently for the top 10, and then you have a couple of the drivers in the back that are working together trying to stay in the draft, and you see a lot of other drivers, elbows out, going 3 wide with Gallman right now. McCabe running the top line as they're trying to make moves right now.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and take a look at that. Kenneth Gallman is one of our rookie drivers that had just joined us in the truck series, but he is definitely showing off. He has been in the top 5 in the last few races, hasn't he?
His average running position right now is 4.6 currently on the last 2 tracks we raced at.
Yeah, he's doing extremely well. And then obviously racing up there with Shane Cochran, one of our Cup drivers. He is one of our more experienced drivers, even in the Cup series. Definitely out there going to give him a run for their money. He's up in 3rd right now.
Let's go, Cochran. You're my
That's
boy,
your pit barrel. I'm pretty sure too. I think Culleton was saying at the cup side of things 2 weeks ago that Culleton's like your sneaky hitter. He saves tires. He kind of runs in your blind spot almost, and then near the end of the race, he pounces on his opportunity to win a race. So
you mean Cochran?
Definitely. Culleton was saying that though about Cochran.
Oh, Culleton was saying that about Cochran.
Yes, in the broadcast last week. Yeah. So definitely one to watch out for, because you never know, he may make a pounce on some of these drivers and they're not expecting it.
Well, and you got to look at Gallman. He's in the middle of 2 experienced drivers, McCabe and Cochran. McCabe in the number 35 has been with GEC for quite some time. got a number of wins under his belt. Definitely a competitive driver. He's got something to worry about up front and in the rear.
Just taking a look down the whole field right now. You have one car, one of the Yancey brothers, dipping down to the inside, coming back on track there. Nice little save by him. But all the cars currently just fanned out, drafting and stuff like that right now.
Kind of cruising. Getting a feel for it.
First season for the double zero as well, Walter Sahidek. He's definitely going to be something to look for this season. In the third race, he's definitely got some points on the board. Is that somebody we're going to be looking out for in the playoffs, guys?
I'd definitely say yes. Walter runs quite a bit of leagues, and he watches back the races, always wondering about what he can do better, and trying to make sure that he's in the right spot at the right time. So definitely one of the drivers that maybe not right away, but you'll definitely see it throughout midway through the year. He's going to turn up that dial, and he's going to definitely be on the front more often than not.
Well, and he is also the owner of Llama Wraps, and he has wrapped all of these vehicles, most of them anyway, and he makes us all look amazing every day. So
yeah, Laughing Llama Wraps. He's got like about 8 cars out there.
Yeah, just right now, yeah. Then we got Jacob Hughes in the number 5 car. He stole my number, unfortunately, but I'll let him have it. Hopefully he can go out there and make it look good. He's riding in that Happy Daddy GEC truck and that Chevy, and he's looking pretty good out there in 9th place, staying in that top 10.
Had a couple cars on the wall there. The 21 hitting their outside wall. Still staying green though. Everyone keeping it straight. 26 now slow as well. That's going to be Hagedorn.
He looks like he's down low.
A little bit of front right damage though.
Yeah, I definitely see it. He's definitely got some issues going on there. We'll go ahead and pay attention to him for a second. It looks like he might have an issue with that front right wheel, guys. I don't know if I can tell if I can see a vibration in that wheel or not, but it looks like there's something going on. He's going to go ahead and get that fixed, but we'll go ahead and go back up to the front.
Now cautions are thrown by iRacing, so if iRacing did not see that there was an issue on the track there, they were not going to throw it out, and everyone was able to keep it straight after the little incident they had, so everything is still all good to go as drivers are coming out of pit road, the leaders are still coming out of 4.
Well, and we're on the 89 right now of Wilson, and he's definitely part of StreetLimit. He's riding around in 8th position right now. What are your prospects for Wilson this season?
Definitely one of those drivers that he's definitely a good driver, don't get me wrong. Wilson, I think, needs for a little bit of work just to make sure that he's in the right headspace. He's been doing really good at practice. He's been asking the right questions and stuff like that. And when he gets down to the racing moments, he's all in, all for it. I think with racing with some of the Cup drivers, racing with Whitehead, racing with Gallman, racing with Coonan, he's been in a couple practices as well. He'll gather the more information, racing with some of the other Cup drivers as well, and just in practices, and just watching back old races too, right? So he's definitely gathering more information to better his racecraft, and he's trying to make sure that he's set for the track. And again, in the next couple of races, you're going to see a big turnaround for Wilson, even though he's not doing too bad right now. But there's contact on the back right now. A lot of contact in the back right now. No yellows coming out with cars in the grass.
We'll go ahead and switch over to that real fast. Doesn't look like we have a yellow coming out at all. That's
no,
good.
I think everybody got back straight. But
well, and then we got the Yancey's brothers. They're on the same team, I believe. Correct? So Aaron Yancey
Yes.
is in the 98, and then we have his brother Scotty. He's in the 24. What's the prospect for the 98 this season? Have you guys had any reference to be able to determine their ability to make it to a championship, or even a team championship for that matter?
with the Yancey brothers, I see that they have a lot of skill. They've been coming into the practice races. They've been doing well on track. Definitely have high hopes for the Yancey Motorsport team. Just got to see how their trucks play out throughout the week, and hopefully they can stay out of trouble, keep the nose clean. That was kind of our big thing for StreetLimit last season in the truck series was keep your nose clean every single week, and it worked out for us, right? So I think everyone should be looking at that and making sure that your nose is clean. You're going to be able to finish races in a respectable spot at least, and race hard with everybody else and the competitors, and make sure that you're good to go.
Well, we're out here with the 21 right now. The 21 is that new driver for the MPC truck series or MPC truck team, and with that, we definitely, hopefully, we get a good prospect. He's in the 12th position right now. It looks like he's running pretty good. It does look like he has a slight bit of contact damage on that front left, but I think he's going to be able to keep it out there. How many laps do you guys think they're going to be able to pull off without actually going into the pits? Because we are seeing a lot of drivers pit right now, actually.
I think a lot of the drivers right now are dealing with a lot of tire wear, tire fall off, and stuff like that. So had a couple drivers pit in due to incident that happened on turn 1, turn 2. They're getting fuel. I think you'll be able to see 31 laps of fuel tonight, though. Getting run on the tank here, so probably within the next, I'd say, I don't know, 5-6 laps. Or even now, people are going to start pitting, so definitely going to see that come across our screen.
Well, we're on board right now with the 58 of Lorick, and with him being a brand new driver with GEC, he's definitely been able to show off a little bit. I like how he goes out, he runs his own race. He does have a little bit of contact damage on that front side. It does look like he might have been one of the drivers that had that contact earlier. But I think he's going to be able to maintain and have a great season this season.
Pit stop's currently underway. Everyone pitting very nicely right now.
68 just took it back from Whitehead not that long ago. He's going to be running up front with Whitehead behind him. He's only going to be trailing, not by very much. That's only going to be by maybe less than a second. So looks like Whitehead definitely has his money on his tires. I want to see who's going to take the pit first out of those two.
Well, just as we were talking about that, the 98 overcooked pit entry and got into the grass and got the sort of black flag drive-through penalty on that one.
You said the 98?
That was 98, correct.
Oh man, we were just talking about him. That is super unfortunate. Do not want to see that for any of our drivers. But it looks like a lot of our drivers, even Whitehead, are definitely coming down into the pits. We're going to go ahead and switch over to that to see how these guys are going to do on that race out of pit road.
There comes your leader. He's pitting also. Coonan's pitting.
Looks like the 84 made it out already.
There are only 6 laps to go, 7 laps to go until stage.
Oh, really? It's looking like these guys are going to work themselves out of position during these pit stops. Let's see where they're all going to wind up.
Coonan's out.
Yeah, it looks like Coonan's going to be up front right now with McCabe behind him, and Shane Cochran just took it from McCabe, actually, so Thomas is definitely going to want to hurry up because Cochran is cooking around that corner. It looks like Cochran's going to be coming around to take that lead, maybe.
Just 3 seconds back, Whitehead, Gallman, McCabe, Wilson, Simmons, Ashley, Hughes, and Walter Seidek in the top 10.
Now, has Cochran pitted or no?
Yeah, Cochran pit lap 30. Or lap 27, sorry. Cochran pit lap 27.
So it looks like his pit strategy is working out for him.
You know, you're going to talk about a pit strategy. Coonan pulled one off there.
No, you are not wrong. Perfect. Right back up front.
Went in first, come out first, and hasn't lost it yet.
Yeah, no, he's definitely up front by a good clip. Cochran is a little bit behind, as you can see, but it looks like he's trying to maintain that speed, but he's losing it pretty quickly. Those old tires are not helping Cochran out any. It looks like Whitehead is definitely going to be catching up to him, and he's going to be passing Cochran here soon. Let's go ahead and watch that.
So much movement on the track right now. It's hard to pick a battle that's all of them are interesting, honestly. It's great to see the drivers racing with respect tonight, and we can't wait to see what happens here in the next 3 laps as rounding out the stage 1.
Looks like we got some drivers coming back onto the track after their pit stops. But they are all doing really amazing, guys. Looks like Cochran is going to maintain that second place. That is a good strategy for him. He is only not that far back from Kuhn, but looks like Kuhn is going to be separated by over a second. So
Just over a second back is Cochran.
Yep. And it looks like Cochran is gaining, though.
He is creeping up on him. I don't know if he's going to have enough time.
Let's go ahead and ride around with Cochran for a moment. Let's see if we can get inside of his car.
Pretty sure Coonan's going to be pushing pretty hard here too. So
Currently the green, white flag. No caution gets thrown out, but this is the lap that ends the stage.
The line that Cochran's holding is definitely unique to himself because he's holding that bottom dot, and then once he hits the first dot, he's going down to that white line and then creeping back up to that wall. It's a line I haven't seen anybody use, and he is still gaining.
P5 in stage going to go to Coonan, Cochran, Whitehead, McCabe, and Gallman. Top 5 in stage 1.
Beautiful.
stage point.
It's good stage points for Gallman there, as and Coonan, sorry, as they're the only 2 drivers that aren't Cup drivers.
As we
Now,
ride back, go ahead.
Drivers are going to have to make one more pit stop, so technically, as of right now, I think maybe the next 3 or 4 laps, your pit window's open to make it to the end of the race to get a full tank of gas. But we're going to see some strategies played out to see if people go in early, people go in near the end of their run. If they save the whole time, it's definitely going to be a close one here with I guess only 30 laps to go.
Let's go ahead and ride back here with Walter. He's back here in the 9th position, right in the top 10. He's going to have Jacob Hughes behind him in the number 5 and Ashley in front of him in the number 55. He's got his work cut out for him, but if he does this correctly, his next pit stop could wind him in the top 5. Will that be his first top 5 since his start, or is this even his first top 10?
For Walter, would be your first top 10, if I'm not mistaken. I'll double check with that stat right now.
Well, either way, that's a good stat to have, being up in the top percentage of the field towards the end of the race. I mean, that just means he's progressing and getting better and better and better as he races on.
This would be his first top 5, by the way.
Okay. All right.
Daytona, he finished 6th place.
Looks like the 89 is dropping back a little bit. He's losing position to the 26 and the 74. He's not completely out of it yet, but it definitely... Oh, they just went 3 wide. 26 a little bit squirrely on that one. dropping down to the bottom. But it looks like, yeah, the 89 is definitely falling back a bit. That's going to be Mr. B. Wilson.
What if there was a team call there to get only right sides or left sides, depending? We'll see how it plays out, though. If he didn't get the set of 4 tires on that pit stop.
Well, and it looks like Thomas Coonan is just walking away with this, guys. He is 3.6 seconds in front of Cochran, and Cochran is even a second in front of his person behind him. So they are going to have to put on a show to be able to catch up to him. Does anybody have the rails available to get to where he is right now? Do you guys think they're going to be able to take it from him?
I think it's going to come down to his pit stop. It's going to be, you know, when does he take it? If it's, you know, the race is going to be decided by the pit stop.
As you see the 26 car of Hagedorn actually going into pits right now. Speaking about pit stops.
So it looks like he may be the first one to start the pit stop frenzy. These guys are going to realize very quickly that their next pit stop will make it to the end of the race, so they need to plan that out very, very carefully.
Now, I don't want to count out Whitehead just yet. Remember, 2 weeks ago, Kansas in the Cup cars, 7 laps to go. Everyone was saying that Ellswick had that taken home, but last lap pass, last corner pass, Harrison Whitehead was able to slide up in front of Ellswick and take home that victory, right? So definitely there's a lot of moments on this track that, you know, if a driver gets a little bit loose or they hit the wall and they slow down, the momentum here is huge, right? So you're going to see a lot of drivers take advantage, and, you know, if a simple mistake that a driver is going to make, someone that's catching up to them or battling for position with them are going to capitalize on those mistakes.
Hagedorn coming in the pits. Way down.
Yeah, he went in pretty early.
We got no black flags right now in the field. I wonder if they're just re-pitting again or something like that.
Happened with Yancey. He had a donut. Did he run his tires?
Oh, Hagedorn doesn't have a black flag. Sorry, he is
Yes.
currently serving that penalty.
I think that's his second one of the race.
Tough break. Hagedorn actually put it behind the wall, put it back on the trailer for tonight.
Oh, that is not what you want to see.
Of the 25, currently running the outside fence. Exit 2 there. His driver's getting closer to that wall every single lap.
Looks like the 25 is, yeah, he's coming down into the pits as well. He's going to be riding in a...
Oh, and a lock
custom.
him.
Oh, he locked him and spun him.
They get that car straight there. He spins around very slowly.
I wonder if that caution... Nope. Nope, he's good. He's good. He's got it. That was a close call, guys. Wow. And as we were watching, that was a close call. Good save by him. Not causing any damage and not causing that caution to come out.
See a battle right now brewing up against number 55 of Ashley and Brad Wilson. And as Harrison Whitehead has actually caught up to Cochran too, so tons of battles going on the track right now.
Yep, I got the 89 and the 55 battling right now.
Harrison's knocking on the door.
And we're going to go ahead and switch to that battle as well.
Open
84
the door.
right behind the 86.
Open
We're going
the
to
door.
see. It looks like they have closed that gap, but it does look like Coonan has increased that gap, fellas.
Yes.
He's almost 5 seconds ahead of these guys. How are they going to be able to get up there and get behind him.
If I was one of those drivers, definitely whoever the fastest one is, let them by and just draft the guy that's faster. You know, try to get up to his bumper, push him on the straightaways. Drafting is a lot faster than a solo car. Like, try to stay away in the turns, but you want to really get up close to them on the straightaways and not really fight. But as I say that, Cochran's coming down early, like he did last time. Gonna put Whitehead in second as Cochran's gonna try to hit pit speed and have a good pit stop here.
So, Hanneman, what's Whitehead gonna do? Is he gonna push it to the end, or is he gonna pit soon?
Well, he's got Gallman behind him. Gallman's about, I want to say he's about 6 seconds behind him. So he can't really use his teammate to help in this situation. Now, to make sure that Whitehead is on the same strategy as Coonan, I'd say if you think Coonan's going to pit on lap 55, you want to pit lap 54. You want to try to work with someone who's on track that has newer tires to kind of pull you. But you want to call the leader's bluff, and you want to pit a lap earlier to, especially with this gap, try to gain some of that time on pit road entrance.
Well, it does look like that Coonan is getting that 5 seconds in ahead. He is 4.85 right now and increasing. So they are good. They definitely going to have their work set out for them. They're going to have to hope that something goes wrong.
Right now.
Because he is out there putting on a show.
See, now if I'm Cochran in this situation, I got fresh tires. I want to go as fast as I can and gain as much time as possible. Him being the first car lap down, you definitely want to stay ahead, and you want to gain as much time as possible just to make sure that you're able to maybe lap around when the leader's in the pit. We'll see here what happens to the tire fall off with the Coonan Whitehead, though, compared to Cochran.
Yeah, he is. There he goes.
Well, with only 21 laps
Leader
to
is
go,
pitting.
the leader looks like he is going to be coming down.
So the thing is, Harrison pit a lap before Coonan. Oh, Cochran in the inside wall. It's able to save it on the backstretch. What is save from the Cochran there?
We'll go ahead and check in with Cochran, see how he's doing after that contact with the wall. What happened, guys?
I think Cochran got just loose.
Did he hit it good, or
he was coming up out of turn 2, and he got a little loose. He tapped the wall, and it shot him right down to the inside wall, and he able to save it from hitting the inside wall with a huge drift, and then just blending back up on the racing line, coming into turn 3. But it took the whole backstretch there to save that car.
Wow, good save by him by not having that caution come out or cause any damage to his vehicle, man. He's definitely not going to want to put anything on the line. There's only going to be 20 laps to go with them fresh tires. He's going to want to try to make up as much of that as possible. But as it sits right now, Whitehead is gaining on him. But it looks like they're going to be waiting for him to pit.
Coonan is in and out.
You said he was in and out, so most likely he just took gas. Is that what you're saying?
No, he took tires.
Oh, he did? Oh, yeah, no,
Yeah.
you're right. But he is still gaining on Whitehead. It looks like by 0.2 in each lap. Whitehead's definitely going to have his work cut out for him, trying to make it to the end to catch up to him.
I've got Coonan still in first.
Yeah, he's still in first.
lead. Yeah, and then you got 3 seconds behind Whitehead.
Yeah, he's almost 4 now. 3.8, 3.9. Yep, it's going to be 4 right now. So like I said, he's gaining like 0.3 on him every single. He's gonna have to figure out how to make these next 17 laps work for him. But he's gonna have Cochran coming up behind him. Cochran has moved up to.
That's probably what's going to hurt him. Is they're going to be back there racing. So, and Coonan's out here all by himself running his lap. So.
Yep, you're right. It looks like McCabe and Whitehead, they're actually running their own races as well. Everybody looks like they're pretty separated out here right now.
Coonan's been making that bottom line work all race. He's been running it all race. He'll run 90% of his tire run down there, and then he'll go to the top with the rest.
Well, whatever he's doing, it's definitely going to be working out for him, guys. I mean, there's not much you can say about coming back out and putting another 5 seconds gap on people. You know what I mean? He's already put another 0.5, 0.6 on it, and we've only went another 2 laps. So he's definitely out there putting on that show.
He wants to get as much space between him and Whitehead as possible, and then when the tires go, if Whitehead's got a better tire, he wants it to, make it where it won't. He don't have enough time. He's 4.6 now.
And it's not like we have any slouch drivers out there. Every one of these drivers are in their own tier of their own. He's just out there doing something different that they can't touch right now. As he goes past the 21.
Good job.
Oh yeah, they're doing a great job. It looks like everybody 10th and above is not a lap down, and everybody 10th and below is a lap down. But these guys are definitely making it an exciting race. I'm super shocked to see another week of this kind of racing coming out of this truck series. I mean, did you guys ever expect something like this 2 weeks in a row?
I wish last season was like this. This is a lot of fun.
I always expect it.
Always expect it. Yeah.
Sometimes we don't. It's I think our problem sometimes is having a mixture of different level of drivers on the track at the same times, and sometimes it don't match up.
Well, I think this year we did a great job on, making sure that we put that buffer in the middle of drivers and making sure that we're creating a competitive series for everybody to come out here and just show them what they got.
You see McCabe there, and exit 2 is in the wall, trying to pass Cochran on the outside. It's got a little tight there, and
trying to save them tires now. It's 5.3 back.
Oh, it looks like McCabe got a little loose again coming out of that corner. We're riding along in the cockpit with him now, and his tires are definitely screaming for help. It looks like one of the Yancey brothers passed the other brother. It looks like Aaron Yancey passed Scott Yancey for position 14 just now, after Scott hit into the pits.
Harrison Whitehead currently holding on by a thread right now from Coonan, as he's 5.5 seconds back with only with less than 10 laps to go here.
Well, even as we switch to Shane Cochran's even 6 seconds back behind Whitehead, and that's 12 seconds behind the leader. The leader is just on rails.
Yeah, he's done a good job tonight, because you got to even think about it with Whitehead, doing what he does. He's 5 seconds behind Coonan. There's 7 seconds between him and the car behind him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, both of them are kind of doing
their
own thing right now.
Absolutely. It looks like Coonan had just increased that to 6.2.
Oh, Coonan's in the wall.
Oh, let's go ahead and switch over on board with Coonan. He's riding right up against that wall. Let's hope he didn't take any damage from that. But it did allow Whitehead to catch up a little bit. Over a second.
I think he pushed that hard. He pushed a little hard that lap and got into the wall a little bit there. He brought up. This was his faster lap than his last one, so. Probably going to put a little extra, trying to put a little extra time between him and Whitehead as much as possible.
If he has damage, he's going to have trouble. It does look like he's still increasing.
By little.
With only 6 laps to go, guys, in this great race already, it looks like unless something happens, do you think anybody's even going to be able to compete with that kind of time?
I mean, Harrison's got to make up more or less a lap a second, a second a lap. So I don't see it unless something happens.
So you think most of these drivers are hoping for that random, rare caution to come out, huh?
Right.
Get on board with Simmons. Gallman and Simmons are currently battling it out for 6th place right now.
Wall again.
We'll go ahead and ride around with the 71 for a moment of Gallman. Get on board with him.
He's got 4 laps to go.
Simmons making that high side work.
That is going to be 3 to go, guys.
3 wide on the exit of turn 4.
Ooh, that was close. Let's go ahead and switch TV positions here. These guys are racing hard. 4 drivers right up next to each other. 82, 98, 74, 71.
98. Started to shoot the middle there for a second. He thought better of it.
All right, guys, we're down to 2 to go. Oh,
The
they are
wall.
shaking a little bit out there. We're going to be getting down to 1 to go here. And this is going to be the final lap. Coonan only has to hold it together for 1 more. The white flag has already came out. There is going to be no yellows for this race. That is mind-blowing, guys. Mind-blowing that these races have been this exciting, and this is what we're getting out of these guys for this season. I am stoked.
Coonan comes to the checkered flag. We're still on board here with Gallman, at least on my point of view. And he's racing Ashley to the checkered.
Well, Gallman has taken it. We will watch that race to the checkered real fast. These guys are definitely pushing hard, still trying to get as much as they can out of the last part of this race. Here it comes, and it across the finish line. Oh, 55 has it. But it looks like that is no constraint to Thomas Coonan, the number 68. He is going to be the winner of this race, ladies and gentlemen. That is it.
Whitehead and Cochran.
Well, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get the broadcast ready for our interviews, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, guys, we are back with our driver interviews for the end of the race for Kansas. 75 amazing laps, caution-free. These guys went out there and put on a show, and we are going to talk to the one that was on rails tonight, the winner of our race, Mr. 68 Coonan. How are we doing tonight, sir? How was tonight? And, wow.
Well, I wasn't expecting to come back to back and win back to back like that. I was hoping more of a race from Whitehead, which I think it was a good race, and I wasn't expected to come back to back and win Vegas and Kansas here.
Well, and again, you obviously showed us what you had in the first race with your win at Vegas. You know, we watched you all race, and you sort of, nobody really could put down the times that you were running. You were running right up against that wall. You got up into the wall a little bit. We watched just a tad on one of the laps, pushed too hard, but it didn't even really affect. It took off a second, but you got it right back. You were able to maintain such a distance, and your pit stops were flawless. What did you expect from tonight, and like, how did it go for you?
Honestly, I honestly thought it was going to turn out a lot like Las Vegas, because knowing Las Vegas and how Kansas run very similar, being multi-group tracks with just having minor differentiations, such as how smoothness of the track is versus how rough it is. But I assumed it was going to run much like Kansas, so I just kind of copied and pasted my strategy over from Vegas, and it seems like it worked. So,
Well, it definitely worked. We appreciate you coming out and putting on a show like that and showing these drivers what they have to compete against, and they know they have to go out there and practice just to be able to keep up to you. So we appreciate you coming out. Is there anybody you'd like to shout out for this race and this win?
well, I'd like to shout out MIZ Business and Consulting, as they are a big part of what makes my career work, and Rev Limit Workshop, they help make the schemes for my cars week in, week out. And along with that, I would like to shout out Pit Pass Network, as they come on recently and help pushing my endeavors here for the time being. I would like to thank PRA, Prodigy Racing Association, as they have come along and also helped me thrive and also come into my own pretty recently.
Well, as we expect, winning 3 races in the Truck Series gives you a privilege and a ticket to the Cup Series. Can we expect to see you racing in the Cup Series at all? Or maybe substituting for one of the drivers up there due to you may be eligible sometime soon this season?
I would definitely look forward to popping up one time or once or twice this season, your guys' Cup season, maybe to see how it goes up there in the Cup. I know Cup is not necessarily my forte, 100% sure, but I would be more than welcome to go up there and race, and depending on how that goes, I might even extend that to going full-time at Cup.
Well, that sounds great. We look forward to seeing what you got for the rest of your truck season, and we look forward to seeing what you got in the Cup Series if you ever make it there. We thank you so much for your race. We're going to go ahead and move on now to our second place. Our second place is going to be Whitehead. Whitehead, how did it go for you tonight? You were running a great race. You ran your own race separate from everybody else as well. You were 6 seconds behind and ahead of the person behind you. How did it go for you tonight?
Roll Tide.
Yeah, Roll Tide. I just couldn't catch up to Coonan. He had a little bit better pit strategy than me. I ended up taking 2 tires on the last stop, and I just couldn't gain any time taking 2 tires. And yeah, it was a fun race. Glad it went green the entire time. It was fun getting a long run in. But yeah, I just wish I could have done better on the strategy.
Well, we did see a lot of work from you out there. You definitely put on a show getting back up to second place. We thought Cochran was going to be able to keep up there for a little while, but you went ahead and showed him what you had and took that second place and got your finish tonight. Hell of a job tonight, Whitehead. Hell of a job. Anybody you want to thank for tonight's race or for your experience tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to thank StreetLimit for sponsoring the ride. I'd like to thank Walt with Laughing Llama Wraps for getting the paint ready for today. Looks great. Really liking the new paints. And yeah, I'd like to thank everybody watching as well as y'all doing the broadcast. Enjoy watching it.
Awesome.
Just one last question there before we let you go there, Whitehead. Now you've raced 2 races in the Truck Series. You're not eligible anymore for any more of the Truck Series. Do you plan on helping any of your teammates out with a spotting position or anything like that going forward in the next couple weeks?
Yeah, oh, for sure. Anything they need,
Well, it's always great to see you out here. Cup drivers coming down to show these guys what you got, seeing if we can teach these guys a little bit of something. Good job out there tonight, and we look forward to seeing you for the rest of the season up in the Cups. We're going to go ahead. No problem. We're going to go ahead and move on to our 3rd place driver, another Cup driver, the number 86, Mr. Cochran. How did it go for you tonight? It looked like you were going to be able to get up there with those guys, but you put on your own show, and how did it go for you?
Oh, what a fun drive tonight it was. Did not have the speed in qualifying, and then had a lot of fun just racing up through the field. And that first pit stop, I tried to undercut the guys and then came out just behind the 68. And then I think in that second round of pit stops, I tried to undercut him again. And then when I heard he was pitting, I took a glance up at some of my overlays and took a peek at my kids on the baby monitor. I got 3 kids under 4. And when I came back to the screen, I was in the wall.
Oh,
so
no.
I maybe should have taken a peek on the straightaway instead. But it was, I don't know if you guys saw, it was a wild drift down the backstretch.
We did actually see that. And we didn't get it on the broadcast, but those guys had mentioned it. We took a turn to your car as soon as they mentioned it. We did see, no damage. You saved it. Good save for not bringing out the yellow as well, man. That we were astonished on the technique you would have had to not hit that inside wall.
Yeah, I didn't want. What an embarrassment it would be to have a Cup driver come in here and cause the first caution in 2 weeks. So I kept it out of the wall. But then I was slow from then on. I definitely got some damage out of that. But I think McCabe I think he got 2 tires on that stop, and so I was able to chase him down to get back on the podium. A shame. I'm not sure I had anything for the 68. He seemed to just outdo us on racecraft and pit strategy and everything. But I definitely could have gotten that 84 if I hadn't gotten in the wall. But that was just a little bit of loss of focus there on my part.
Well, either way, man, you did. Like I said, you came out and put on your own show just like those guys did. We appreciate you coming down from the Truck Series and showing these guys what you got. Anybody you got to thank for tonight's race or your experience?
I guess I'll just thank my kids for putting me in the wall on the baby monitor. But other than that, no, it was great. This is some really clean, really professional racing here in the Truck Series. I'm really impressed. And after last week, I was curious to see how I could stack up against the 68, and he crushed it. So good, props to him.
Cochran, I just want to let you know, man, out of all 3 of your race broadcast buddies, I was the only one that picked you. I picked you to win, man. I just want to let you know.
That is very true. He did pick you to win. Absolutely. None of our picks actually won tonight, unfortunately. But
hey, that's a podium, though.
Yeah, he's the only one that got the podium out of it.
Well, I'll remember that next time we're at a plate track and I got to decide who to push. I'll remember that.
Here comes Hanneman. He's going, I picked Whitehead. I picked Whitehead.
Yeah, my pick got 2nd place. I'll take that.
Well, again, thank you all again. It's been an amazing experience tonight. Kansas, no cautions, GECE Broadcasting. We'll see you next time. Thank you so much for coming out.